Hello everyone, welcome back to Shadowtoys Photography. Today we'll be reviewing Valaverse Action Force Series 3, or I like to think of it, Series 1 for the females, pretty much. As you can see, I got quite a few figures here. I didn't get the entire wave of Series 3, unfortunately. Wallet and bank account and all that good stuff. It's 2023. I'm calling it the 2023 squeeze, so it's going to be a tight year. Couldn't get everyone, unfortunately, but I got a few I'm doing some customs with, and we'll go through them one by one. So let's get them moved to the side here. And we'll start with the generic trooper because she's pretty much naked, so to speak, where she's not wearing a vest and she doesn't have anything getting in the way of her articulation. So it's a good way to cover that. No, she did not come with this backpack, unfortunately. If I could say anything about this figure, comes with a stand, comes with an extra head. Have right here. You should get another nationality in there, which is cool. Comes with a bunch of hands, 2 trigger hands off the bat, which I'll show you in a minute. She comes with 2 of these. Where's the other one? Oh, here it is. 2 gripping, like melee weapon hands. Comes with 2 like rifle cupping hands, nicely sculpted. And I don't know if they're painted. I can't really tell. It doesn't look like it's just molded plastic, but it could be. I don't know. It's hard to tell with black paint. And she comes with 2 fists. So a decent amount of accessories. She did come with the gun, and she came with the stand. But she didn't come with a backpack. And I think the generic troopers definitely need the backpack. That's one thing that's missing. And, of course, a muzzle fire effect, just one. I mean, if they come with 1 gun, 1 muzzle fire effect. If they come with 2, throw in 2, but definitely 2, and a backpack was definitely needed. But let me take that off. And this is definitely a Valaverse official backpack from the satchel backpack. I'm saying backpack a lot, I'm sorry. Set, accessory set, you know how he has those with the gun sets and all that. So this is part of the backpack set, and fits beautifully right in her back, better than the other ones before. It's not the G.I. Joe ones, the other series. They're not gonna pop out here, so you know what I mean. Not like if you saw my Desert Rat video, he had trouble with his backpack. He was also wearing a vest, so that might have something to do with it. But anyway, enough backpack talk. Let's get into her. Let's pop her off the stand here, which are really cool. Action Force. I think they might be different than the other stands. I don't know. We'll do comparisons on all that later. Yeah, got her nicely posed up. There's a lot of good and just nothing bad about her articulation. Just a few things that are missing that would really help pose her out. But you can get her looking down the sight, like directly down the sight, and you can get her hand underneath it. So it does do the job it needs to do. Let's pop her gun out. And this is a gun you've seen before. We've gotten in the accessory packs, I believe, with other figures, characters, whatever. But it's very, very cool. Comes with the hole at the end of the barrel. You can't really see that for the muzzle flash. Let's get into her. So this is basically the generic trooper. So nothing's kind of hindering. She has the neck joint, which is up and down, left, right, some tilt, you know, up, way down. I mean, that's good. Side to side, very, very good. It's just on that old school ball neck joint that doesn't have the double down there. I've seen interviews with Bobby Valla, who's the creator of these figures. Say he doesn't really dig that kind of articulation. He doesn't know if it's needed, but It definitely is. You get tilt, you get everything you need, but you can't really like bring her head this way or this way, you know. It doesn't, you do get a lot down and up. It's not really gonna help with that. It will help a little bit, but you can't really, like, that's it. She could just kind of get that look with it. And it's a little, see, like right there, you can kind of, it's hard because I feel the it's stopping me from articulating anymore, but obviously you can't feel that, but maybe you can see it. I hope it's translating through the video, but she definitely needs to like come over the shoulders a little bit more, and that's what that extra part adds, allows you to do. And also butterfly joints. And honestly, that's the only two things that are missing on this otherwise perfect articulated figure. I mean, it's absolutely perfect in every single way. Hasbro figures, just in general, from Marvel to G.I. Joe, they all kind of suffer from the same thing. Believe it or not, their Star Wars figures are adding the neck in there and more butterfly joints, which is interesting. But they also cut away from the double joint, but they're doing single. But I'm getting kind of off track. But butterflies are absolutely needed, because she definitely can get, without cheating, without turning the elbow in and kind of articulating it, with just giving it the straight, you know, like mummy, Frankenstein, you know, sleepwalking thing. She can't, see, it's kind of, it wants to cheat, you know, to give you that, the cross. But otherwise, with her elbows are straight, it just can't do it. It just can't. And it may seem, well, you could just do this, you know, it may seem like a very little difference, but that very little difference makes a big difference. You know what I mean? It makes all the difference. I don't know how to explain it, but when you'll see with the other characters, especially around vests, it's a little tough. But anyways, onto the shoulder articulation here. It does get good range regardless. It does get good range. The T-pose, you know, it is very good. Otherwise, it's just a little dated in the shoulders and the neck. That's the only places. I mean, it's pinless, which I kind of refuse to buy pins anymore. I'm way over that, way over it. You know, I'm more switching to cloth goods figures, but if I'm going to buy plastic or molded, they have to be pinless. Like, I don't want to see any pins. I don't want to see any of that stuff. And this does it beautifully. Double bend, which is humanly realistic with the wrist. So it does give good range. So I'm not trying to gripe, but it's just, I just get frustrated because, again, it's 2023, and I said the squeeze is coming, and you're going to have to be picky and choosy in what you buy. And I'm looking for maximum articulation. I mean, other companies do it. It should be no problem. I mean, Valaverse, or is that the name of the company, I guess? I guess you could say that. Valaverse company. I know they're striving to be stand out in the community and for great things, but geez, that's just so molded so well. Sorry, I'm getting off on all these tangents. I'm just I'm having a lot of fun with these figures. A lot of fun. The figures that have been coming out in 2023 so far, and it's only January, have been excellent. So she gets a great, let's just do the front, just her chest there. That's a really good bend. And then if you add the bottom even further, so that's pretty good. And again, some might argue, and I'll bring out other figures from Hasbro that, oh, you know, they just do the top one, but not both are needed. I mean, it only does a little bit. It's just like this in the neck, you know what I mean? Same setup, just the double what do they call it, barbell joint or whatever. Because these, also when you switch the heads, it's really hard to do on this figure. Yeah, I can't even do it. See, I kind of got it off, but oh, got it. This design over time is just a dated neck joint design. I remember figures in the 90s having this, and after a while, I'm not saying these are going to do it, But after a while, switching the heads out, if you switch your heads out a lot, it's going to happen a lot sooner. I'm not saying on this figure, I'm just saying in general, it's a risk you run with this design. It can crack because that joint is being held like through there. So I've had a habit of pulling these off, and it brings the whole joint with it and completely destroys the neck. With the double in there, you avoid that in the future at any time. And switching heads a lot easier. I mean, she does come with the other head, but I'll keep this one on because I couldn't really... Oh my gosh, I'm using so much strength right now. Okay. I have to like twist it up more, kind of get the plastic gummy. I did not heat these up, by the way. It is an exceptionally cold day today when these were delivered. I didn't heat them up at all. I let them get room temperature. You know, I let them in the warmest in my bedroom, and very warm bedroom. Let them heat up just kind of up to room temperature. Didn't want to cheat and use the blow dryer trick. I'll keep going with articulation. And heat them up because I wanna know how they are off the bat. You know what I mean? Because you heat these figures up and they move great, but then when they cool back down, they kind of go back to stiffness normal. So unless a figure, if I can't move something and I know I'm going to break it, I'm not going to force it. Okay, I'll do the blow dryer and I'll heat it up. But right out of the truck, I mean, granted, waiting a couple hours, getting room temperature, I should say room temperature, I did not have to use the blow dryer. Now, mind you, one thing I can't do, and I will have to use heat or water or whatever, blow dryer is kind of better way to go, is I cannot pull the hands out whatsoever. Cannot pull them out, not without heating them up, because I think the problem is this little lip or bump or whatever. I cannot pull the hand out beyond that part in there. You know what I mean? It's just getting stuck. I will have to heat it up if I want to switch out the hands. I don't really need to at this time yet, but when I need to, obviously I'm going to have to go to the heat source. I'm not stubborn or anything like that. You know, I am tired of having to heat up figures. I mean, I have to torture them to bend them to my will. You know what I mean? Like, I'm tired of doing that. I'm not unwilling to do. I'm not going to just break my figure. You know what I mean? Of course, I'll do that when it's needed. Like I said, for example, the hands, I'm going to have to do that. But I'm just tired of doing it. I don't have to do that with other companies, you know, not all of them. And, yeah, I'm just over that. But again, if it's just the hands, that's really not bad considering it's dead of winter. I let these only get up room temperature, considering it's only the hands. The heads are a little hard to switch. That's really not that bad. Really not that bad at all. But anyway, a big thing is their legs kick out. I've been talking a lot, sorry, but it is kind of important. The legs kick out. And another thing is they don't make me nervous like G.I. Joe. I don't know what happened to G.I. Joe recently. These last, I'd say maybe 2 waves. You kick the legs out. No, it is kind of an ongoing issue, and it is so gummy. The joint in there starts getting stressed, but not with these Valaverses, man. I don't really care for the drop down, honestly. Both Vala and G.I. Joe or Hasbro, whatever, do this, and it just makes me so nervous because just having one barbell just right through or just connected just is a lot better, like a nice real strong one, than just having it on that little piece right there. It's like, ugh. Again, you know, I'm sure it will last over time, but how long? I don't know. But anyway, biceps, double jointed knees, they're a little tough. The knees are a little tough to articulate. It did kind of bruise my fingers a little bit opening all these and moving it around again, because if I heated them up, move them around, great, they move, but then as soon as they get cool, they're going to harden again, and I'm just going to be back to square one. So again, unless I cannot move it, if I can, it's better just to work it, and it's getting smoother. And I don't see any flakes or anything coming off, but it is getting smoother. It probably just needs to be worked with. It just kind of like work out, you know? It's like I've been stuck in that box. Ugh, gotta do my exercise. Like they've been on a plane for 18 hours or something. I mean, I guess technically they have been on a boat and then in a in a truck, then in a truck, then in a factory, then in a truck, and now back at my house. So I guess if you're traveling that much, you would need to stretch out. But yeah, there's a swivel here, here, gives you all the good range you need. Oh, I like that at the bottom, the boot, very like a Timberland work boot design. I like that a lot. That's that military. It doesn't look as military, you know, your typical laced up thing, but I think that's because it's covered by the shield. Yeah, but that's nice. Anyways, enough time on this figure. There's plenty of figures to go, and we're already did a lot with this review. Actually, let's just put her off the side. Let's have her stand there. Next up, we'll look at Steel Brigade, which again, I got looking down the scope, but you run into that problem with the issue with the lack of butterfly joints. This is pretty much as much as she's gonna bend down that scope, you know, she can't bring it to her chest, which is a shame. Butterfly joints would allow that. But you're not going to get, you know, that lying down sniper look where it's, you know, against your chest kind of thing. And sniping on your back. Just any kind of close pose, like that's pretty much it. I was getting nervous because I was seeing other reviews and people had them like kind of like this. And I'm like, oh, that's not too good. But I did give it the best, kind of stretch it out because, I mean, I want to see how much it can go without breaking it. And that's about it. I mean, it is pretty deep. It is pretty good. But it's just a little frustrating. Those little differences, those little cuts make all the difference. And if you're worried about aesthetic, I mean, with the sweatshirts, I'll show you on Pandora where this design kind of works. But if it's like a sweatshirt or sweater or turtleneck, if you will, putting a joint in there isn't really going to ruin the aesthetic at all. And especially with the butterfly joints, I mean, they're going to be hidden in there. And despite the vest, you're still going to get really good range. I'm not going to go all through the crazy articulation again, but this one's a little harder to articulate. But again, maybe I just need to work them out. Work it, ladies, work it. Like Richard Simmons over here. I think that's the right guy. I hope so. Anyways, yeah, so this is a great figure as well. I really like the rifle. They're basically Lady J's, if you will. If you're like, well, what's Lady J? Basically, they could do anything. They can fly planes, they can snipe, airborne, trooper, assault, rescue, squad. They could do anything pretty much, which is really, really cool. I really like the bios on these. They're really neat. Gosh, they look fantastic. Beautifully, perfectly painted. Again, other than those 3 points, I mean, there's nothing else to complain about. They're fantastic figures. Fantastic. And I guess heating them up, but I mean, they can move really well. Let me get her rifle out of her hand. I do want to talk about it though. And just hey, you see with the arms, just the differences around the vest pretty much. Because the head's going to move the same. The head's not restricted. But again, you can't get that, you know, kind of looking this way or... Yeah, this way is a little worse. Again, you could see it. There you go. You can kind of see it there. The restriction I'm getting. But yeah, other than that, pretty good. We'll see. That's why I kind of called this in the beginning Series 1, Ladies Series 1, because it's their first ladies line. I mean, kudos to them for doing an all-ladies line. We definitely need more female figures in general and all different races, and that they gave us that as well. So it's kind of 2 birds with 1 stone. We call it check boxes. Checked all the boxes, so it's 2 boxes checked. And yeah, but other than that, let's go to the waist I'm trying not to move her leg portion, but it's not, you don't get 0. Up. Let me get her solid. So that's her straight. That's moving. That's her bend. Yeah, not too much. Not too much. But other than that, unrestricted as much as the regular trooper here. Now, one thing I noticed a difference is the, oh, I'll go over her armor, is the clips or magazines. Now, I said this in the other video that I couldn't really tell, even on camera, what side was the bullet, like what side was up with the rifle. But now, I can't get the clip out. You can see, I still can't make out the bullet. Yeah, I don't think it's there. It just looks like the plastic injection or something like that. But I like how now you have the molded design and it's on the bottom. So now you know which way is up, so to speak, with these rifles. And I'm pretty sure it's the same rifle. I'm going through my old rifles over here. Where is it? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the same as this one. Oh no, they did it with this as well. You can kind of see. Yeah, it's not as yeah, you can barely see it. And this is like bright lights blasting on it. This is like boom, right there. Matches down the side. It's very nice. So that's a nice upgrade. I like that. I noticed that. I like that a lot. She does come with, it comes with 2 clips. She does come with an extra head and hands. Let me grab them over here. Here's the extra head, the golden head. Basically same as that. Oh, you know what? They have those squares on there like those other figures. Hang on a sec. You know the night vision goggles? Will this fit? No. I mean, it does seem a little redundant with the helmet. You know, I'm sure this helmet can give some kind of Iron Man, Tony Stark, like infrared or night vision as well. But who cares? The Cobra Vipers have masks and goggles. Like, does it make sense? No. Does it look cool? Yes. And yeah, that kind of looks cool. Definitely something out of like Metal Gear or something. Not bad. Not bad. But she also has the same problems as that one, where getting her head off is a little tough. And the hands, again, I'm going to have to heat them up to, let me try this real quick, to get them off. No, but that does look cool, though. That does look cool. Bobby, if you're watching, see if that works. But here's her 2 gripping hands, which, again, perfectly painted. Very nice. Very nice job. Next are the cupping rifle holding hands. Again, nicely painted. Paint's not an issue. It's just little things. It's the littlest of minorest things. And considering the toy landscape out there, that's not too bad. But I feel those little things added would make it's just going to make them a perfect figure. Like, there's no way to argue. Like, it won't have the range. It has everything. She also comes with this handgun here. And I guess, not to be negative or anything, but I do not like these guns. I'm more of Vietnam era to maybe kind of present day, more like 80s, 90s. Well, I know it was the 60s. Maybe that's a little dated, but 80s through early 2000s style weaponry is my favorite weaponry. I mean, I just think those weapons are beautiful. Like, nowadays, the Call of Duty guns, like, this just looks so futuristic. I mean, this looks like something Judge Dredd would use, you know, like double whammy. Double whammy, you know what I mean? Like, I know this is a new silencer, but It's fugly. I don't like it. This is a big gun. Now, I haven't handled this kind of weapon before, but unless this is made of plastic, like the actual weapon itself, this is going to be a very heavy gun. I mean, big handguns, I mean, they're cannons. They're heavy guns. I mean, you would use that like you would almost a rifle, you know what I mean? Like, not for range or anything like that, but like for up close, you know what I mean? And personal. I mean, you're carrying like a Desert Eagle or a hand cannon. I mean, you're gonna do some damage. You're definitely gonna do some damage. But yeah, I know it's a silencer, but again, I'm just not digging it. I like the James Bond, you know, with the screwing in the sniper barrel there. I have another one I'll show you in a minute. Yeah, the Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell, Rainbow Six, I said James Bond, Metal Gear, the SOCOM rifle, handgun. Like, yeah, that's my style of sniper silencer. This is a little too futuristic for me. I mean, some futuristic's cool, like kind of like the way Metal Gear does it. You know, it's a old and like modern rifles and M4s and M16s mixed with you know, crazy, like the bad guys have the modern stuff, you know what I mean? The forearms, the bigger guns and all that. But let's get her squared up over here and let's get the next figure in. Which is kind of similar, but enough differences to warrant it. And she has the, like I said, the silencer on there. And no, she doesn't come with the silencer. She doesn't come with the sunglasses. If you've seen the Desert Rat review, yeah, they're not part of that set. They just make such a difference with these figures. I mean, they gotta be added. They gotta start being added. The kinds that go off and on. And this is a custom Jobber's silencer. And the glasses are from an old Metal Gear figure. I believe it was Queen from Metal Gear Solid 2. I think that was Sons of Liberty. But yeah, these figures can definitely, the ones with the faces, or you can see the eyes, even the ones with the kind of the ninja masks over there, they could definitely do well with some sunglasses. I know it doesn't go all the way, but I mean, they're in the desert too. I mean, come on. Sun gets in nobody's eyes? I mean, geez Louise. I would definitely have a pair of goggles on. My goodness. It's not really staying on that well, but it stays on enough. I don't want to have limp silencer syndrome. Goodness. But yeah, not too bad, but definitely makes a difference, just as an example. But we'll get into her now. This is a very cool figure. She kind of reminds me of the Lady J of the Action Force Valaverse universe, I guess you could say. Universe. But yeah, she's great. She comes with the bandana that's removable. You pop her head off. I'm not really going to go into articulation because she's the same vest and everything. She'll have the same restrictions. I can't get her hands off. Her head this head pops off easy, but her other head I can't get on at all. Like, I could get it on, but I don't get that snap, you know, which is this one. Let's bring him in close so you can take a look at the details. That's just beautiful. Beautiful. You see the texture on the scarf here? Look at that paint job. I mean, what they did to Desert Rat's tattoo, paint is not even like a worry with this line. It's gonna come out perfect. For them to mess something up, it would be a real, you know, out of the blue thing. Like, I don't think so, because even look at her scarf, like, same, you know, it's like if she pulled that down and there it is in her face. Like, great job. I like the blue in there, kind of breaks up the one color of the hair. But yeah, she's just the same as this one. This is a clever reuse. They definitely look like they're on the same squad. You know, she's kind of their leader. So not too bad. I am going to do different things with these figures, but now that I like have them and I'm messing with them kind of like the characters, it's like, I don't really want to make customs out of them just yet. But she comes with hands, and I'll go through them real quick. Yeah, Eclipse. Very cool. The same hands, and these are just the amount of hands you need. Cupping like for rifle holding or under, you know, your hand for the handgun. Gripping for, where is it? Melee. Again, perfectly painted. And fists, of course. Fists. For the price point for what you get, I mean, again, extra heads are optional. I mean, if it's a character figure, yes, it should come with an extra head. But if it's just like an army builder, I mean, I guess that's optional. Besides that one, I mean, that's kind of breaks it up. But they definitely, everyone should come with a backpack, and everybody should come with a firing effect for sure. I mean, definitely. And now the crown jewel of this wave, Pandora, Miranda Kelly. Really liked her backstory. I'm a little iffy on the ending though. I don't want to spoil it too much, but I don't know if I would have did the same thing. I'm a little confused why she did what she did at the end of her comic. I'm just like, is she paranoid and no one can know her story? But she like tells her story, and yeah, but I don't know, but I just love just checking out the scars there. Is that part of it up there, or is that like a dent or defect? It looks like it's part of it. It feels like it's part of it. I don't see any other marks around it. It would seem like something hit into it, but I really like the scar in her face. I really like what they did with her makeup. It was, I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, it went through at least 2 or 3 changes. I feel like the first time was very, very heavy, and everyone's like, oh, she looks like a female Joker. And then they pulled it way back, or medium way, and then finally this is what we got, where it's very, very, very subtle. You know, kind of over mascaraed maybe, with mascara and eyeliner, and that's it. Like, she wasn't looking like the Crow or the Joker as much. You could definitely see the inspiration there. I mean, she's like Joker mixed with Scarlet and a Zorana backstory. You know, I mean, similar, but it's definitely cool. I mean, her and her brother are part of one organization, and then they leave and they start their own, and they start to get notice of a bigger organization whose happens to goal is to rule the world, or world domination, or, you know, that typical Cobra stuff. But yeah, I love how on the side she kind of looks like Black Widow a little bit, like a really messed up, bad version of Black Widow. And from behind, the tattoo. That design is so great. I know this video's taking a little long, but oh, nice. I didn't notice the earring. Or gauge. No, earring. Green earring. Cool. Does she have one? No, I don't think there's even another ear in there. Her hair is pretty stiff, but her head does move around. I'll go through her articulation. I just want to go through her details. Like, is it coming through? It's like kind of doesn't want to focus. Focus on that. You can kind of see. It's very detailed. It's not smudgy like the camera's making it look. And you can tell by the top. You can kind of see it's just so well done. I mean, you could tell Bobby put a lot of love into this one, a lot of creativity. You know, took a bunch of things and kind of molded them together and made his own thing out of it, which is cool. I respect that. And she's just like a really cool figure. I had no plans to do anything with her. I bought this figure because she looked awesome. I dug the design of her. Yeah, she's really, really sweet. I don't know if I'm going to pick up her bloody version, because I do have red paint. But, like I said, It's going to be a tight year, and it's only just begun. I love that. It's kind of, you know what she's giving me from behind? Bane. Bane thrown in there. I love the jean color, very dreadnought. You know what I mean? Her knife is very cool. What's that called? A caribou or raptor claw type knife. Yeah, awesome. I think that knife is new. I know the rest of her weapons aren't. Same gun as that one, and she comes with this very cool handgun, all with muzzle flashes, which I'll put them in 1 minute. But yeah, sorry, I just keep drooling over this figure. Like, she's just really great. She's really great. But yeah, we'll go into articulation here, down and up. Now, again, what I said with the neck, with the neck joint there. Now, I don't. Here it makes sense with this body, with the tank top, and you know, showing the you know, the clavicle or whatever there in the neck. You know, it might, putting a joint there may break up the aesthetic. So with this body, this open shirt look, it works. This is acceptable. But if they're wearing any kind of shirt or whatever, you definitely got to get the double in there. But she definitely, the only issue with her is she definitely should have the butterflies. I mean, it's just, it's a hell of a missed opportunity to not put them in there. Because even within the tank top, it's like perfect. Tank top figures, it's perfect for butterflies. They just disappear. They move, and even if they like pop out a little, like that's kind of like what your bone does back there a little bit. You know what I mean? At certain angles, your back, I don't know, I'll call it a wing bone. I'm not too sure, but you know what I'm talking about. That kind of pops. So it doesn't ruin the aesthetic. I mean, it hides super well. But yeah, she definitely, I mean, she could get her arms in there deep. But yeah, she just can't do the cross, like the samurai sword holding, and they definitely need to add someone, not necessarily a Snake Eyes like, but maybe just like a Yakuza type, like a suited character, because she was ex-mob, so ex-Irish mafia, so maybe rival mafias after her, maybe her ex-crew got wind of where she's at and sends a rival gangs after her. I think Bobby mentioned that he might be doing something similar than that. If call me crazy, I may taking that information, getting it in my brain and recycling it out as a new idea, but that'd be cool. Like you know, he has like a handgun he could put in the jacket, and he has a samurai sword, and you kind of like from Kill Bill, you know, the Crazy 88. That'd be pretty sweet. But yeah, other than the butterflies, missed opportunity. But yeah, I mean, she does get great range, and she doesn't hold a rifle, so she is using this kind of run and gun setup. But I guess if you do it that way, she does get close to the chest, but it just, yeah, all right, not bad. I mean, she does get the range. She does get the range. So maybe she didn't really need it. But if they do a series 2 or a version 2 of her, I would love to see a head sculpt where if you saw the artwork of the bloody version, she's kind of has like her tongue out and she's like licking the blood off her face, off her own face. Like, that is sick, awesome, it's sexy, it's cool, it's violent in a way. It's just everything it should be. I mean, definitely maybe a version 2 and they pop the butterfly joints in there within that other head sculpt. That'd be sweet. Just another bloody, so it'd be version 3, I guess. So version 3 with a body type version 2 with another head sculpt like that. Very expression, you know, because they all have the serious look. They've done expressions in the past, which some they're very hit and miss, but yeah, her with that head sculpt would be sweet. She is buff too. And correct me if I'm wrong, and again, Bobby, if you are watching, I do apologize if I am wrong, I could have sworn he said that Pandora's body is based off of his wife's body type. And if that's the case, damn. She is a strong woman there. Like, goodness gracious. I would not want to mess with her, man. Like, let me say this with the most awesomest of respect. And I mean this in the most awesome way. Like, beast. Like, beast level. Like, look out, G.I. Joe. Oh, man. Like, if she was a bad guy, I don't even want to know. Man, oh man. She does get great range. I do have to say, she does get great range. There's no denying that. And in the vest, you know, it's a little bit more than the other ladies because it's open in the front. I know I could take these off, but I just feel like that's cheating. See, not the most, but I mean, if you use the legs and you want to cheat, you know, she'll get enough of a bend. But again, here's another thing, and I'm going to get to this. This is important. I know this video is running so long, but I am covering 4 figures. I figured instead of making 4 different videos, I'll just get it all done in one shot. One long, nice video. But yeah, I do not worry about any of them cracking. Her legs are a little tough too. Got to work her out a little bit. But yeah, didn't heat any of them up. But yeah, I'm not worried about them getting gummy. They're certainly not gummy. Not gummy at all. It's like a tough plastic, hard plastic. Like that's solid, like all the way through. Like nothing's hollow in that. Like that is a solid piece of plastic right there. That's probably why it's a little difficult. You got to stretch it out there. Yeah, ankle swivel. Beautiful pivot. In this case, I guess her case, McGregor's. Yeah, not worried. We're going to get into the comparisons because, I mean, that's what you do with this line. It's kind of what they're here for, you know what I mean? They made a splash. They're going after competitors, and they're also a good add-on or addition to your other lines. I mean, they go with Marvel. They go with G.I. Joe, obviously. I mean, they go with your DC. They can, maybe not your McFarlane figures because they're way too big, but let's go into some comparisons. And we'll get going here. Let's bring those 2 in, and maybe I'll move the Steel Brigade out. I'll keep her in the middle. I'll put her, stand down. Stand down there. And Pandora comes with all the right weapons. Like, these handguns are perfect. Like, these are the example of the handguns I want to see. And they have the tip in there so you could pop in the fire effect. Here, I actually have one right here. I said I was going to do that. Let's do that. Let's get this cleaver out of her way. Her hand here. Oh, yeah. Nice. See, that makes all the difference. You could do the same thing, same design. Have a silencer on the tip of that, and then have another hole in the tip of the silencer, and then you plug the fire effect in there. Like Mezco do. Be pretty cool. Or a different design. I don't know. Something no one's thought of yet. But yeah, that's excellent. That's excellent. I love it. I'll keep her out with this handgun because she's just, she is awesome. I'm having so much fun with her. Great job. Like, excellent, excellent. All right, let's put her on the end. Let's kind of have them bookend the screen here so we can just pop figures in. All right, let's go to comparisons. Let's go to the direct ones like I've been talking about, Marvel. And here's a good example with She-Hulk. And this is another near perfect female figure. I mean, again, they didn't give her the double neck in there. Would have made a difference, maybe, because she's got a lot of hair. and it gave her a little bit more range, because that's like where it stops. If the neck can move, you know, the neck can maybe move the head back more, because they'll move the hair away from the back, you know what I mean? But it's okay if, like I said, she's showing that part of her her neck, so that's fine. But she definitely, another missed opportunity for what they're doing over here with Valaverse, with the double ab crunch in there. And then this figure does not have the butterflies. There with the Marvels, it's there's no rhyme or reason. They just throw them in, I guess, when they can, when it makes sense, when it doesn't. But would have made sense with her, of course. She definitely could have used them, and she's like a punching character. If they hold guns, or if they're like a fighter, I mean, I guess most characters are either one or the other. They're gonna need that butterfly. Yeah, she definitely needs it. But she's got pinless, which is beautiful. I mean, I'm not trying to get into a She-Hulk review, but just comparing. And let's get where are they? Here they are. G.I. Joe. Which, see, they do have the double. See, G.I. Joe kind of does the opposite what Valaverse doesn't, and vice versa. It's kind of really funny. I mean, they have the butterfly, which is excellent. You know what I mean? And she doesn't have an interchangeable head, but she's got interchangeable hair, you know, so that's good. And the neck, yeah, I know it doesn't seem like it's giving a difference. Well, back it definitely isn't. Enough. I mean, she's not Superman, but oh, there we go. But yeah, and actually she is showing it, and it doesn't break it up that bad. I mean, there's a shadow under her chin, but that's going to happen in any kind of lighting, so a natural shadow kind of covers it, honestly. I mean, think about any picture you take, or having her outside, or even just looking at her over the camera right now. I mean, the shadow covers that, so I may take back what I said, and yeah, you might be able to get away with it. I mean, I guess under this light, yeah, she kind of looks like a doll, a toy, and that aesthetic is better. But this is the comparison. I mean, come on, this is who we're going to compare it to. I really like the skin tone of that. I mean, they really captured the Irish skin tone, and this is definitely, I mean, she's a dreadnought, so she hangs out in swamps, hot, gonna be tan. Yeah, but here's the thing with these figures. You know what I mean? Valaverse isn't doing this. That's a shame. Like, I love this figure, and I picked this up today, and I was like, okay, let me go over the differences again, and that happens? Like, what the heck? Like, this is terrible. I'm telling you, the 2023 squeeze. Why am I going to keep collecting G.I. Joe? I mean, if I have to pick, I mean, it's kind of obvious I'm going to go with Valaverse. I mean, she doesn't feel cheap, but she definitely feels a lot gummier than that. But it is kind of like a Three Bears, a Goldilocks situation, where it's like, this figure's too gummy, that figure's too hard. You know, she needs something in the middle. You know what I mean? Something in the middle. But I'm not trying to get into a review of her, but she's got the double. You know, she has all the same stuff Valaverse has, but her leg does kick up fine. Her leg does kick up nice and smooth, which was nice. But then her arm popped out. You know what I mean? So it's just like, You ever see Ace Ventura 2, Pet Detective with Jim Carrey? The second one where he's running from the natives, and they spear him in one of his legs. He's like, ah, and he screams. And then they hit him in his other leg, and he's like, ah, and he's screaming at the other one. He's just screaming because now he's got hit in both legs. It's kind of like this situation, you know what I mean? It's like, well, this works, but it's just, you just can't win. You just can't win. But it definitely, see how they scale well with all different characters. Here, let's get Big Green out of there. Let's bring in another G.I. Joe. Just one more, because this video is running so long. Let's bring in Dusty. And yeah, I do have to do the rubber bands to keep the backpacks from falling off, which, you know what I mean? But yeah, he moves fine. Actually, his leg's okay. That one. Is he doing stress marks? No, that's just a plastic thing. He's not so bad. Serpentor was okay. Sergeant Slaughter was really great. He was really great, surprisingly. His hat doesn't come off. See, they should have did the cloth goods here. Like, come on. Don't tell me cloth goods are expensive. They're doing it in the 80s. Like, give me a break. Oh no, this is cheaper. Get out of here. Get out of here. I don't think they know how to spend money sometimes, some of these companies. Like, you're putting it in the wrong places. But anyways, yeah, here's the comparison. But man, now they're doing it. Now they're kicking their legs up fine. But they weren't, I know Zorano was fine, but Dusty was giving me trouble. But yeah, again, blends perfectly right in here. Let's kind of speed this up a little bit. Let's get in more of the Black Series. Again, he's got the double neck. And they do have, see, he's single joints, but he does have the butterfly. But then his, or does he? No, he does. But it goes back better than it does forward. Which is odd, like some figures articulate backwards better than they do forward. He does have the rubber thing there. And I'm just comparing articulation. They don't have the drop down method, and I prefer that. Like, that's just the way to go. I know those could get a little thing in there, but look how thick that is. Giggity, right? But yeah, I mean, I'm not worried about that breaking. I'm worried about these might go before this guy, because that's so big. But yeah, let's grab him in there. Let's go a little faster now. Let's grab another Valaverse, who's on a stand. Pop him off. He's a desert rat top with a Series 1. Oops, he's knocking into the back there. Trooper. I have to kind of hold. No, he stands. So he's significant. Let's bring her up a little bit, so it's more of a stand. No. Let's see. More of a better comparison. So they are nicely sized compared to their male counterparts. They blend with other brands. It's in blands. Well, some of them are bland, but brands as well. Not too bad. And I'm sure if you heat them up, like really boil them and heat them up, and you could take them apart and dissect them and put them next to, here's Figure Arts Deadpool. Customize them, switch their parts out with maybe season 1. Here's Figure Arts Vegeta. But yeah, it's definitely, I'm definitely happy with this set. Definitely happy with this set. Let's bring in Kakashi Sensei. Move out of there. Let's bring in, do import and then move back in. Mayfex Terminator T800. Let's see, who else we got? Cousin Eddie, who's here? Oh, another point I want to make, actually. Just got reminded. Weapons. G.I. Joe weapons versus Valaverse weapons. Real fast. Valaverse weapons. Nice and strong. I don't feel like it's going to snap too strong, you know what I mean? But it's like slightly pliable, but it's not like 3D printed plastic brittle, you know what I mean? As compared to G.I. Joe, which is a lot more gummy, you know what I mean? And the clips pop out, magazines, whatever. Pop back in, and that's fine. But then you got this issue. Which is fantastic. Dusty's is a little better. You know, functions well. But I mean, it's not like the Valaverse has a lot of paint on it, but they just painted 3 parts of the gun, and that makes the difference. Serrano's has 1 paint app on it, but Yeah, I don't know. Throw something, a little silver down here on the clip or something. Jeez, there's just, do a little extra. But yeah, that was something I noted about the guns, and I was like, what? Here's another Mezco figure. The Crow. Let's do, see if I can grab him without knocking everything over. Alien. Just, ladies get hired to fight the alien. Or perhaps they're being hunted by the predator. It's pretty nice. They do, yeah, perfect. Perfect sizing. I mean, Predator's certainly taller than them, so that works. Let's bring in a couple more. Mezco. Atticus. Let's bring in just, I'm going to have to hold her. McFarlane. See, which is good, but those pins are killing me. She's painted well. And her size. I mean, she's an Amazonian, so this is okay. Or, nah, technically not this character, but kind of. But it's okay, but yeah, I mean, you're killing me. Let's do NECA, The Last of Us. Joel, he'll stay. Okay. And finally, one more. Mythic Legions. 4 Horsemen's Mythic Legions. Ooh, looks crazy good. Not bad, not bad. Good scaling. I mean, they're perfect size. They're not super small, because other females from, usually you get other females from like Figma, and they just run so small. Actually, I may have one. I do. Let me get that real quick. So here's a Figma lady. As you can see, the Kusanagi head. But tiny. I mean, can work, but yeah. Definitely a little too small for what you're working with. And let's just say, for some crazy reason, you don't like Pandora and her design. I mean, her body is a really good female body. I mean, pop the vest off. She's just wearing a tank top there, and pop her head off, and you could do any character you want with this body. I mean, the rest of the ladies I got to make different figures with, so there's no reason that you have to stick with the characters. You can use them for whatever you want, whatever you need. They can be, not just the ladies, like the entire Valaverse line pretty much. I mean, they're all come apart, they're all interchangeable, very much like Mythic Legions, which is awesome. So I cannot deny that's a really cool hidden feature. You know, I could kind of maybe, nah, the eyes won't match, but maybe pop this head on there. You know what I mean? Nah, it's not too bad. You kind of fudge it. But yeah, like I could definitely pop that mask on there probably. Just so many different things to do. It's pretty much endless. Let's get some blast effects in here, shall we? I have a little bit of a bigger one. No, I got another little guy here. Definitely are missing. Ladies definitely need, does she wear a backpack? Oh yeah. Nice. Maybe with that mask. Let's see. I know this isn't gonna match, but just like, yeah. Or her. Yeah. I mean, it's endless. They're endless. This is a great line. I'm enjoying it. Can't wait for Series 4 and beyond. I heard vehicles are coming. Heck yeah. Bring them on. Doesn't have to be big vehicles. You could use rafts, cars, even just like a 4-door sedan, honestly, would just be sweet. Just a plain gray 4-door sedan or black 4-door sedan. Nothing. Doesn't have to be a brand of vehicle or anything like that. Just, yeah. would just definitely add to this because she's in Atlantic City, around the corner. So very cool line. Excited for more. Hope you enjoyed. Till next time.